Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? Welcome to CraftStash Live on this Friday. It's the 11th of October, and we have got a really fun collection. Now, every time we do under the Creative Craft Products brand, every time we do Alice in Wonderland, it goes crazy. It always sells out. And this one, I'm sure, is going to be no exception. So we've got Christmas in Wonderland, which is, of course, Alice in Wonderland at Christmas. So you've got all of your typical characters in here. So we've got Tweedledum and Tweedledee, we've got the Mad Hatter, we've got the White Rabbit, and of course an image of Alice too. Some beautiful backing papers. But what I love about this particular collection is that it's not just for Christmas. You can pick and choose your Alice in Wonderland element and you can just make it completely generic for any time of year. So like I say, we've got papers, we've also got some ephemera as well. I'm going to show you through all of these during this live. I'm also going to do a card demonstration. So it's a box card, so it's a slightly different one. And yeah, we're just going to have fun. We're actually on YouTube today rather than Facebook because we've not been live on YouTube for a very long time. So let me just see. Oh, we have got some comments, so I'll just say hello to a few people before we come down to my desk and see the products. Joanne Dye has been talking about my vintage Christmas collection. So Joanne, I don't know whether you watched a video before you came over here to comment. I don't think the lantern is going to be rerun, unfortunately, but of course if it is, I will shout about it. But thank you for your comments anyway. Leanne, hello, how are you? Good afternoon. And Laurie, good afternoon to you too. And Louise, this curiously fell in. Do you like what she did there? Curiously fell in her basket. Barbara, good afternoon to you, and to Susan as well. So I am going to, like I say, do a card demonstration. This is one where I've prepared a lot of the elements, so I'm just going to be putting it together. Probably not going to be as live for as long as usual today, but hopefully you'll get some inspiration and you get to see the full collection. So let's just switch my cameras over. So doing some things on the computer just behind you here, and let's come down to my desk and see what we've got. So these are all the items. I just need to do a little bit of a move around of camera views so that I can see your comments as well as see what I'm showing you. Always helpful. There we go. Okay, so this is the new collection. Now you'll have to excuse this because I've been using it all week. I've been playing with it and stamping and cutting into the papers. So yeah, if there's anything that looks like, oh, it's not a full 8x8 sheet, nope, because I've been doing lots with it. Hello Sharon Dunn, how are you? Now has everybody had a good week? How's your week going? Are you looking forward to the weekend as well? What's going on this weekend? Let me know in the comments. Good afternoon to Dawn too. So we've got Sharon Dunn and Dawn Dunn. Are you related? Or is it just a pure coincidence that we've got the same surnames commenting one after the other? Let me know. So if you are on YouTube, I'd love it if you could share this live as well. Let other people know we're here because we're not usually live on YouTube. If you've come over from Facebook, then welcome. We will be doing Facebook Live still. Don't worry, we're not just going to be YouTube. We're going to be sort of alternating between YouTube, Facebook. We're going to do some lives where we're on both as well. So yeah, don't panic if you think, oh, I don't usually come on YouTube. We are still going to be on Facebook too. Right, so the collection, as you can see, papers, stamps, dies and ephemera. Not related, no, just a ooh, that's a new word, coincidence, a coincidence. Isn't that funny? That is funny. So what shall I start with? Do you know what? I'm going to start with the bits that are not Alice in Wonderland. Hello, hi Rachel, how are you? So these are, okay, so this kind of is, because it's got Alice and it's got the word Wonderland and Madness in there. This is not, do you know what, actually? There's maybe 3 items that you can say, yes, it's Alice. It's, you know, it's all of the characters. These 3, the ephemera, these dies and these papers, no, okay, let's ignore the papers. These 2, you can absolutely use them without the Alice theme. There's so much. Olga, hello from Brooklyn, New York. Crafty weekend to look forward to. Oh, perfect. Crafty weekend, who doesn't love that? Do you get to craft during the week though, usually? Or is it just reserved for weekend crafting? I'm very well, thank you, Rachel, very well. So, Alice, Christmas in Wonderland, Alice's Christmas. Now this die set, I have to show you these because they're huge. They're really, really good size. And this is the perfect generic die set. So let's take them out of the packaging. When you get yours, the dies are actually also in a bag just to stop them falling around. Now look at the size of that sledge or sleigh, however you want to say it. Let's say sleigh. So you've not only got your cut detail here, but you've also got embossing detail. So you could run ink over the raised areas and then die cut that, and it would add some shadows in there. So it's a really, really good size. Then we've got a fantastic stocking with presents. We have got the time, the clock, the pocket watch. So if you want to go down the Wonderland route, you've got that. You've got a beautiful rose, and then poinsettia as well. So mix and match your flowers. We've got gifts, foliage too. There's a couple of different size gifts, leaves and a key. So you can see they are such a good size, and they're all nice solid dies. I like when a die is not just an outline one, it's not flimsy at all. So I will put this away because I don't want to lose the dies at all. So bear with me rustling. Let's just see. So let me know as well in the comments, do you prefer to watch on YouTube? Do you only ever watch it when we're on YouTube? Do you prefer Facebook? Or, you know, let me know how you tend to watch. What's your craft watching habit? Hey Linda, how are you? And Anna as well. Just watch Sam now watching you. Oh yes, so Sam was on this morning, wasn't she, on Facebook? Hopefully she's mentioned that we're on YouTube today, not Facebook, because people will be looking for us, but if they go over to Facebook, they'll still find us. There's a link to here. Then let's look at the ephemera. So the ephemera is beautiful. It's foiled. Can you see the gold foiling on there? Absolutely stunning. Now everything you're seeing is available at CraftStash. It launched last night for VIPs. You've got a little bit of Alice on the sleigh there in the corner, but it's a beautiful tag, and this bit pops out. There we go, just there, so you can put some ribbon just in there. So VIPs get 10% off as always. There's a great bundle offer too. I want to say £62 something for the bundle, saving about £11 on the bundle. Barbara, just watching wherever. YouTube, usually watch on YouTube, prefer YouTube. Oh, lots of you preferring YouTube, but maybe that's because I'm asking the question here. I'll have to ask the question again on Facebook and see. Look at this. This is beautiful. Look at the white. We've got the white rabbit, but it's not the white rabbit that as I remember him. This is the one that with the sort of the Queen of Hearts outfit on. But that gorgeous gold frame. I'd be tempted to cut the gold frame away from the centre and have two separate pieces there. Normally Facebook, came onto YouTube for inspiration, saw we were live. Oh, just a coincidence. We've also got a lantern there too. I will get on with the card that I'm making in a short while. I just want to show you some of the pieces in here. So you can probably see more of this ephemera. There's lots and lots in there. And I've also used some on cards already. But you can see all of that online. So then we've got papers that perfectly coordinate. Now this is where I said I've got lots of cut up bits because I have been using these all week. Hello Debbie, how are you? Thank you for joining us. No, I must still watch you wherever you are. No problem, we don't mind that. That's what we're here for. So let me show you some of these gorgeous papers. Now, yes, of course, you are definitely seeing the Alice in Wonderland theme in here. If you like your fussy cutting, there's so much here you can delve into. But equally, as a background, it's really good fun. The Mad Hatter, he does look a little bit creepy, doesn't? I suppose he is. He's a little bit weird, isn't he? But in a good way. We love the story. We've got the Queen of Hearts there with Alice. Stockings and things. So we've got elements that you can use away from Alice in Wonderland. Oh, the cat. The curious cat there. Cheshire cat, sorry, Curiouser and Curiouser. I do struggle with that word. We've got the Cheshire cat there too, the white rabbit. Really good for colouring inspiration though, because a lot of those images are also in the stamps. This is probably my favourite. Not because it's anything to do with Alice in Wonderland, just because I love that it looks like quilted fabric, really luxurious fabric. We have this which is like a craft cardstock, and it's a lovely base neutral colour that ties everything together. You can see there's a bit of texture in there. Now all of these are matte papers. They are, I want to say, let's just check, yeah, 190 GSM, but in my opinion I think they are thicker. They feel thicker than 190 GSM. I'm not arguing with the fact they are, they just feel thicker than that, a little bit heavier weight than that. We've got this one which is similar to that beautiful frame that I showed you. The papers are not foiled. but the ephemera is. We've got the stripes as well. You do get, I think there's 4 of each design. Let me just double check that. Yes, so there's 6 different designs and 4 of each, but I don't have 4 of everything left now. This one has Alice sitting on the foliage, the roses and such. And she's got a Christmas hat on. Now I'll show you something in the stamps later actually. Oh, these are all my scraps from where I've been playing. It's really good fun because you've got a couple of Christmas hats that you can incorporate into your characters or leave off depending on whether you want to make them Christmassy. Now you can clearly see this. Hi Lou, I love all your videos. Thank you so much, Linda Parker. I'm really pleased. So we've got these sentiments. Now these are huge. Look at the size of these. These are in the bag still. In fact, I'm going to show you on here because here's a card that I created. There's a video on YouTube now showing how I made this one. And look at the size of that winter and look at the size of the Wonderland. They are wonderful, no pun intended there. They are absolutely wonderful as sentiments, really nice and large. And of course you can snip into the individual words and make up your own if you want to. And then that word Christmas, as you can see there, is huge. Christmas madness. This one is, I call it an infinity card. But look, so it just keeps going round and round and round like so. So really good fun making these cards. And do you know what? I found that I feel that these items really lend themselves to different types of cards. So if you like following Sam Callcott with her fun folds and all these unique kinetic parts and shaped elements, these elements are going to go so well on those sorts of cards because you can have peek throughs, you can have things moving on them. So think about where Alice gets bigger and smaller in the house. You can have fun with dimension and perspective. Yes, so definitely if you like doing your cards like that, these are going to be perfect. But on the other hand, because of the traditional colour palette, it really does also lend itself to traditional Christmas, if you wish. So let's come back down. Sorry, just had a little breakaway, a little chat. I'm just checking the comments before I carry on. Lovely. Okay, so we have got 2 stamp sets lastly. Now this one is just a stamp set, and when I say just a stamp set, that means there's no dies with it. So the stamps, as you can see, gorgeous imagery, really beautiful. Thank you, Sharon. We've got, I love this frame. You can put any one of the characters inside the frame if you know how to mask when you're stamping. And there is a short video that's certainly gone onto Facebook this morning. I'd imagine Instagram as well, maybe YouTube Shorts, I'm not sure, from CraftStash, showing how I did a journal page. In fact, let me get that journal page out as well because I have used the items. Here we go. So if you know, I forgot to show you this one, sorry. If you know how to mask, and as you can see, I've done the gold frame here, and then I've masked off and put Alice in the center, and she's got color and depth because I think of the rabbit hole that she goes down and, you know, dark like that. And then everything around the edge, because I masked off the frame before I stamped them, it all looks like they're peeking out from behind. So all of the characters she comes across throughout the stories, and these are just black with some white highlights stamped in black. So really quick to do. But if you know how to mask off like that and you've seen video tutorials on how to do it, you're going to have so much fun building up all of these elements. So on this one, you've got the frame, the Mad Hatter, you've got another hat there with a ticket in, you've got a drink me label, you've got the cat, of course, you've got the pocket watch, the little bottle of potion, or the drink me drink, makes it bigger, small enough, whichever. Then we've got sentiments. Now these are such good fun, and I have to be careful when I'm saying these to make sure that I'm reading them correctly. A very merry unchristmas to me, to who, to me, to you. The best presents cannot be found under any tree. I love that. I love that. 'Tis the season to be a Mad Hatter. Oh yes, absolutely. Thank you, Debbie. You're entirely bonkers, but all the best people are. I think that's one of the most iconic quotes from the film. I grew up with the Disney film. I mean, it's still much older than I am, but I grew up watching the Disney film. Don't be late to celebrate. Now you could use that for any occasion, couldn't you? So that's the stamp set. And then we've got another stamp set, and we've got dies, outline dies with these ones. So if you're not so keen on your fussy cutting, we've got these. So I'll show you the stamps. Yeah, I've been using these, as I say. They are a little bit dirty. They've got a little bit of black ink in them now, but you can hopefully still see the images. We've got Tweedledum and Tweedledee. We've got the White Rabbit. We've got, this is a stack of cups, teacups with a bird on top. We've got the Santa's hats, so you can put them on your characters and you can mix them onto these ones as well if you want to. We've got another, just the cat's face there. We've got this beautiful Christmas foliage. So this has like pine leaves, ferns, no, not, what are they called? Pine needles, that's the word I'm looking for, in there. Bows and berries, so very Christmassy. We've got a beautiful vintage stocking with elements in the top, a bow with bells. Now here's Alice sitting amongst some Christmas foliage. I mean, imagine incorporating this with this one into a nice big wreath and she's sitting in the middle. That would be gorgeous. And then we have wishing you a Christmas wonderland. Have a great time this Christmas. Bar humbug, of course. And hope you have double the fun. There we go. So, like I say, they come with the outline dies as well for everything except the sentiments. I think that's everything in the way of items. I'm entirely bonkers myself. Absolutely. All the best people are, aren't we all? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to be creating today. I've shown you 3 elements, so 3 cards, well, 2 cards and a journal page that I've already created using these, but now I've just sat things on top of this. I'm going to do an exploding box. I will just pop my glue gun in. I didn't plug this in before we started, so I'll just do that now. Let's hope that no lights go out or anything like that as I plug this in. And that can be heating up because I will be needing that in a little while. Now, as I say, I've already prepared a lot of this today. So let me show you how far I got. So I've done lots of my mats and layers. I just need to glue them on. They're all here. So I took I took a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock, and to get the matching colour base, I took 2 12 by 12 sheets of cardstock. This is so simple. This is just simply a 12 by 12 sheet, and I've scored it at 4 inches down and 4 inches across, cut away the 2 corners. I've folded those lines and I've got myself a really simple box base there. No lid or anything at the moment, just the box base. And because I've folded these both backwards and forwards, like so, or up and down, or however you want to call it, I've given those score lines lots of flexibility there. If I lift those up, when I take the lid off the box, that should all hopefully open up like so. Now I've also got all my mats and layers, which I'll be putting on in a moment. Then I did my box lid by making this square. So this is a 4 by 4 inch box base. This square is like 4 1/8, not even that, 1/16 of an inch by the same. It's just ever so slightly bigger, not a lot at all. So I scored that, and do you know what, when I'm working out a box or an envelope or something, I tend to score before I cut anyway, even if I know I want to cut a line, just to be double sure. You can kind of hide a score line, you can't hide a cut line. So I scored the grid again with the slightly larger square, and then I scored first, but then I cut 1 inch on either side. So here, yeah, and then I just snipped into one of each of the corners. Now that has created me a lid for my box that will fit perfectly. So time to get this glued together. Now it got very warm in here early and I didn't realise I'd left my lid off my glue. So let's see if this is, it's just about coming. Sometimes you get a little pop, don't you, and it all comes through. But I'm going to have to redo this. I've got new glue on the way. For those who keep asking, have I ordered any more? And there's some on its way. So I'm going to be using a wet glue. Oh, come on. You can do it. You can do it. Let's take another glue pin because I think this one might be ever so slightly longer. I knew I'd done it. You know when you see the lids off your glue. Oh, no. So this is the bookbinding glue from CraftStash. Let's do all of the squares while the glue's at the bottom. So plenty of glue on there, but spread quite thinly so it doesn't take too long to dry. Now what I try to do is when I do that, I just squeeze a bit of air through the nozzle. I'd obviously forgotten to do that. And I'm just going to fold each of these corners up onto itself and just hold it for a few seconds to allow that to grip, making sure that I keep the corners as right angles and nothing more, nothing less. We've already increased the size, so I don't need to do any more there. Give that a squeeze. I usually have, and I don't have any on me, little pegs, little clips that I can put onto things like this, just on the corners to hold them while they dry. But they will dry. So what we'll do, just squeeze all those corners, make sure they are all secure and I'm happy with them. I'm going to pop this aside just for a moment while we glue our mats and layers on here. So I've decided to go with, I want an explosion on the inside, explosion of colour and elements. So on the outside, I'm going to put these matte green papers, and these are all the ones with the patterns on, really fun. And then on the inside, I'm going to have the gold mats. So you kind of get this glare as you open it. So these are going, let's work, flip this over. Let's work on the outside first. Have to remember what I've done as well. Very important. Let's just double check. Yeah, got those right. So I've already cut these. They are 3, because it's 4-inch squares. So it's 3.5 inch for the patterned paper. So each of these are 3.5 inch, and the green is 3 3/4 inch. And then, as you can see, you get a lovely mat there. Now I've only done 4 of these for the outside of the box. The base won't need one. Well, you can do one, but I've not done one. But I just love these papers, and I love that everything's working right. This one's going to be retired for now. I need to give that a real. You can actually, if you've got the bookbinding glue from CraftStash, you can actually remove the nozzle just here, but it gets a bit messy. So I'm going to revert back to my Sizzix glue just for now, until I've got time to unblock that. So making sure that I'm putting my panels on so that when the box is constructed and upright, they're all facing the right way round. And there's so much detail in these papers, they're fun. Has anybody, particularly VIPs, have you already ordered these? Have you got them on their way to you? Some of the collection, all of the collection? What are you looking for? Right, there we go. What'd be fun to know actually is, while I'm just gluing mats and layers, I'd love to know where everyone's from. So where in the world are you at the moment? Obviously, if you're in the UK, whereabouts in the UK are you? I'm in Suffolk. For anyone who doesn't know, if you might even watch me every week and you've never really known, I'm living in Suffolk. We had the most beautiful the aurora, the northern lights last night, so I managed to see a lot of it and take some beautiful photos. But I loved that actually we could see it. I've done slightly larger mats on this one, but we could see it without the camera phones. Did anyone else? I suppose a lot of people sitting in the UK managed to catch that last night. Right, so I want to make these panels as heavy as possible and as strong as possible, so that when they open them up, they fall down naturally with gravity. Is that Fareham or Fareham? How are we saying that? I'd say Fareham with the E in there. Hampshire, lovely. Hampshire's gorgeous. The collection's already in basket. I'm not sure because I already ordered so many items this month. From Germany. I know, that's the trouble, isn't it? We all have budgets. But I have to say, though, if anyone's wondering, in December, we don't tend to have many launches with CraftStash. December is usually my month for easing up on spending. That's like my budget month. So let me see. Sherwood Forest in the UK, gorgeous part of the area. I used to have holidays near there. Adelaide in Australia, Sharon, you're a little bit further away. What's the weather like over there at the moment? Popping in quite late. I'm in Pennsylvania. Northern Lights were gorgeous. Did you see them from where you are then? They were, yeah, because it went over, yeah, over that way. They were stunning, weren't they? I actually, once I saw them, I thought, is it my eyes? Hey, CraftStash. Was it my eyes playing tricks on me? I wasn't sure whether, because I was looking for them. You know when you're looking for something so hard, and I had my glasses on, I had all the lights in the house off. We look over fields, so I didn't have to worry about light pollution, but everything in the house was off and had been for a long time. You know, outside lights and everything, and we were just looking over the fields, which was north. And it took a while before we saw anything, and then I started to think I could see a hint of pink. I was like, I don't know, am I imagining that? And I said to my husband, I don't know whether I've been looking for so long now that I really want it to be, you know, good old Essex. Absolutely, the next county along from where I am. Did I say I'm in Suffolk or Framlingham? In Suffolk. Beautiful castle here. My friend went out and took a gorgeous photo of the castle with the northern lights above. Bit chilly tonight. It's ever so cold. Thank you for tuning in, Susan. You can catch up later and see how this turns out. Enjoy your lunch. So yeah, we've got a beautiful castle in the town, and my friend went and took a photo of the northern lights over it. It's stunning. It's a stunning castle anyway. Hey, Karen from Singapore. Laurie's in New York, Western New York. Kentucky, Wanda. Sorry. Wanda's in Kentucky. Right, so I've got one different one. This is obviously what we've got on the outside that I'm putting on the inside, just to bring everything together. Now these are going to be nice and sturdy now, really, really thick. Just be careful of that last one. I've only just glued that. So now when I let them go, they're going to pop open. I hope that hint of gold as well, when I open it up, will be nice and glary. Is that even a word? Then I've got the striped paper. I think I showed you the striped paper that's going to sit on top of the lid. The lid should be pretty much dry now. So I'm just going to add some glue. This did take a little while to cut all the mats and layers out, but it's, well, I'm hoping it's going to be worth it. I'm sure it will. And then, do you know what? Sometimes we stress so much about matching colours and pattern papers. And I thought, do you know what? Actually, look, these edges, the edges of the boxes, I'm just going to do green. I'm just going to put green on there, and if you want to, you could put a sentiment or a name or something on there, but just plain green cardstock, the same cardstock as I've used to mat and layer some of these squares, and that's enough. I could do a panel, a thin panel of pattern paper, but I didn't really think it was needed. Okay, so I'm going to cheat, put it on there instead. There we go. This would be really fun if you got some sort of trim as well to go around the bottom of the base of, sorry, the bottom of the base, the bottom of the lid, the base of the lid. One more, there we go. So we really have got people watching all over the world. I love that. Hey Linda, how are you? Deborah's in Michigan. Renee, good afternoon. Terry, thank you for offering such great products. I'm expecting a delivery today or tomorrow. Do you know, I'm always expecting a delivery. I had the strangest delivery today, though. I thought it was my postman with parcels as usual, and it was a man dropping off roof tiles, which I didn't order. The roofer ordered them to do some work in a week or a couple of weeks. And he obviously ordered them to be delivered here, which makes sense, but he'd forgotten to tell me they were coming here today. Good job I was home. Okay, so there's the box again, just going to leave that to dry. But if we put this up, this should now all fit nicely on top, and I can just see this sitting under the tree with like a massive bow on top. And then we're going to do some work on the inside, of course, but then this will open up and ta-da! We can put some, you could actually probably put a message in there. I think that would be best, is put a message in there instead. So we've got, is that Michaela? I'm not sure how I'm saying your name, from Tennessee. And then we've also got, again, I'm so worried about saying names incorrectly. I hope I don't, but Tamatha, Also from Tennessee. We've got Carla from Ohio. Hello, Super Explosion Box. Thank you. So that's just the papers at the moment. That is just the papers so far. But we now need to put some elements in here that are just going to explode out, to pop out. Did I say Deborah from Michigan? I think I did. Thank you so much. Okay, now I have kind of pre-prepared. Let me just put the lid on my glue so I don't make that same mistake again. I've pre-prepared some of the stamped images because this was going to take me a while, and like I said, it's going to be quite a quick live today. Make sure my glue gun is heating up nicely. So I've stamped these images and I've coloured them in and cut them out. The ones that would cut out with the dies, I've used the dies, and other ones I've hand cut. So I've got a real variety here, and I've made sure I've kind of mostly used greens and reds with them, so everything then coordinates. Technically it's morning here, but I haven't gone to sleep yet. I haven't got a name for you. RTD 1791. Hi. Francisca, a great explosion box, thank you. And hi Tracy Christina from Australia. So these are going to be attached to this on acetate, and it's really clever because they just then all move about, and you do need to be quite careful with it, I suppose is the word, to make sure that everything fits in the box while the lid's on, so the length of the strips, etc., but then also that everything just doesn't flop. And so you need quite strong acetate. You can even double up your acetate if you need. I'm going to put a little tab, just fold, you probably can't see that, I don't know the best way to show you, fold 1 centimetre into these acetate strips. Now I've already cut these down, but what I find the best way to do this is to simply stick these on first, and I'm using hot glue because that way I can still see through the glue. Okay, and if I hold up one of these, let me just move these so you can see what I'm doing, sorry. So I'm going to hold up one of these side pieces and just trim off with my scissors the height of the acetate strip there. Okay, so I've now got my acetate strip it comes to here, and I know that whatever piece I put on there, let's have Alice on there. Her head can only come up to the top of the acetate strip. Okay, because I don't want anything bending over in here. I want everything to sit inside here nicely. So I'm going to apply some hot glue. This is actually what they call a cool melt glue, so it's still hot glue. There we go. So that is going to need strengthening. Now I have got some stronger acetate if I need, which I think I'm going to have to find, because look, she's bending. That's what we don't want. We don't want the bending. Now other pieces like this will probably be okay because they'll be lighter, but Alice here is going to need a little bit more securing. So what we can do is fold a second piece, and this time this piece is not going to be going the same direction. I'm going to have a gap at the bottom and it's going to join at the top like so. Okay, so again, glue it down first. So the two folds in the acetate, I've got a gap between the two. They're overlapping it. The folds are overlapping. One's gone that way and one's gone that way. And then I'm just going to snip this and put glue down here. Hopefully that will be enough to hold it. Perfect. I'm just going to trim round her head. There you go. And now I've got her standing up, and the box will fit around her nicely with the lid on top. Ta-da! Okay. I meant most red. Love your projects. Let me just read back. Red works. Oh, I see. Red works. Yes. So your name's Red. Oh, what's the postman delivering? Yeah. What did you order, Terry? What's coming? South Wales. Yay, Teresa. I was in Wales last week, or last weekend. North Wales, but not that far. Corey from Queensborough. Do you say Queensborough like we would, or do you say Queensbury? you're probably better than us and you say Queensbury, New York. Tracy from Australia, I think I've read you out already. Terry's got the Peanuts Christmas collection coming, yay! And Francisca's joining from a Swiss mountain valley. Oh, that sounds beautiful. Snow is near. I'd love some snow. Love some snow. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Nothing to do with craft. I've just had a notification come up on my phone that my kitchen is going to be delivered soon. I've got a new utility being delivered. So I think I'm going to have, the White Rabbit is quite a large one again, so I think he needs to be here. Now I'm going to definitely do 2 pieces with him because I want him to stand up, and he's quite a large piece. So let's go. He's going to come on this side. Let's trim this down again, lift up the side, trim that down to make sure that he doesn't overlap at all. See, like that, it stands, but once you put the weight of the cardstock on, not so much. Now, this is nearly the whole length of the acetate piece. Quick, because this is a cool melt glue, it does cool much quicker. I've got a bit at the top there that I'll trim away once that's cooled. So, how's that? It's almost standing. Almost standing. Oh, he's all right, actually. Look at that. He's okay. I love the movement as well. Let's just trim off the excess around him. I have got my fluffy jumper on today. It's ever so cold. Ever so cold. Peanuts Gang. We start a club called the Peanuts Gang. So hopefully you can see it starting to come together. Tweedledum and Tweedledee. I think I'm going to have them. I'm going to have them just in the background, kind of sneaking around as they probably would be. So let's put one on there, and I think I'll do these with 2 strips too. So I apologise that I'm using acetate that you can't see, but it really does look good when it's finished. So gluing the acetate on there, then I'm going to just fold. See, I know these are nice and short, so I don't need to worry about the height. Folding them over about 1 centimetre from the base there, and then I think what I'll do is I'll fold these again so they've got about 1 centimetre and attached, so I'm putting them round. Can you see that at all? Just the long bit, bringing that round. So I'll glue here the base. Just wondering if I get a piece of black cardstock, is that going to help you see the acetate? It does a little bit, doesn't it? There we go. So I'm folding these round. I want to make sure the base is still flat, so they lay nice and flat. Now, if you wish, some of the stamps, not all of them, but some of them, you'll be able to stamp on the reverse, so from the back, because they're kind of, certainly these, it's almost a silhouette, a reverse silhouette. Symmetrical, that's the word I'm looking for. Yes, do you have snow? Oh, you've got snow, wonderful. Tracy's coming to the UK next week. What is the weather like at the moment? I'll be visiting Ireland, Scotland. Well, we've just had, we've got quite a cold spell at the moment, but it is, you know, it is all, not it's August, it's autumn. So that's expected. I was actually away in Wales, as I say, last weekend, and we had lovely dry weather. I think we have had just some rain recently, but again, nothing that you wouldn't expect. It's certainly not warm. It's sunny today. It's sunny today. There you go. Look, they're standing there really nicely. Now I need a few elements that are, oh, the Mad Hatter, he needs to be here, doesn't he? Filling in this space here. I always find with explosion boxes, I want to look at them diagonally rather than from the front. So let's do a little, I'm struggling to see my strips now. Okay, so yeah, the weather's, I mean, does everyone agree with me? Is the weather okay where you are? It's beautifully clear, like blue skies today, but with that it is quite cold. very, very cold. And it's only because of the blue skies that we managed to see the gorgeous northern lights last night. The black helps, but could see some of it. Oh, I'm glad you could see a little bit before. Just wondering whether that is on its own going to stand up. I'm going to trust it. So it's only a little short one. Just to go there. Pin you down, Mad Hatter. Make sure you're not overlapping this edge. No, you're fine. So yeah, I will open that up all in different directions. I don't know what I'm working on here. Could be the back of a card. Visiting Ireland and Scotland. Well, Scotland's always cold. Scotland's always going to be cold. Not always, but you know, most of the time. If it's not July, August time, Scotland's cold, I think. Okay, so now we can have some elements that will move around a bit more, but again, they still don't want to be any higher. So let's do a clock. I'm going to put, I say a clock, a pocket watch. There we go. That can go around about there. Now you could do something like this, and I have done it before, if it's a card for a group to give to somebody. That one's not so bad. There we go. Look, we've got all the characters starting to move around there. Gonna be great. Okay, so if you've got a group of people that want to give a card to somebody, I don't know, like a retirement card or something like that, this is perfect because on these panels you can do your writing, write your messages if you wish. Cool. Did have a frost, but sunny and beautiful. Yeah, I think a lot of places in the UK had a frost last night. Now what I can also do is put some of these acetate pieces on the edges so that they come out, and I really want 4 individual pieces to come out to the side, so they're held up by the sides. So let's do one here. Fold that down, so you're really not seeing the acetate on the base at all. And let's say, here you go, here's not cutlery, crockery, that's the word I'm looking for. So this is the cup and saucer. I'm just going to place that on there. You see how that then bends down more, so you'll get that sort of explosion as it bends out. Let's just burnish that. The glue's still drying, so I'm being careful, but burnish it so that, there we go. It's got a lot of bounce and movement. I need to do that. I think I probably need to cut some more strips of acetate. So you can actually use a better acetate or a stronger acetate. Acetate comes in heavyweight weights as well. And if you want a really heavyweight acetate, I would suggest use shrink plastic. You need to be careful it doesn't snap. If you're cutting it with some sharp scissors, you'll be absolutely fine. Right, so again, this side, I'm going to put a strip and make sure that's really pressed down, really folded well. That score line's burnished, so it almost lays flat. And then let's put drink me, the tag drink me on it. I need to make sure that that's not going to be too tall. Just a little bit down, there we go, so it all hides. Look at that, isn't that cool? It's so cool. The weather's usually lovely here. Yeah, just eating. Hey Sandra, how are you? I feel like I've not spoken to you in ages, Sandra, but I hope you're well. We've got a hat here for the Mad Hatter, so let's just fold this and pop this on. So I think I asked briefly, and somebody said they've got crafting plans for the weekend. Anyone else have any plans for the weekend? Anything exciting happening? We have got, so my brother-in-law and his girlfriend are getting married, so I'm going to go and see her and do some planning with her. That'll be fun. I've got to collect some reclaimed roof tiles tomorrow. more fun. Not so much fun, but you know, essential when you're doing house. I've got two more little bits. One is this really cute little bottle. It actually is tiny. You won't be able to see it. It says drink me on there. So there we go. Look, what's your crafting plans for the weekend? Question. I don't know whether that's come up for everyone else, whether that's something CraftStash have done, or whether that's just because I've asked the question. It's come up, but I've lost all the comments. There we go, live chat. That's what I want to see. There we go. Thank you. Hi Sam, how are you? Right, so I think this one, Sam, we haven't really caught up at all this week, have we? Not at all. So just gluing that there, and again fold that down so it really does bend down when it's opened up. Nice, get some shape. And one last one, I have the Cheshire Cat. Just his face. You do have the cat that's laying down as well. I'm kind of mixing between sticking the bases down or sticking the characters to the acetate strip first. I think this one needs to be quite tall, so I'm going to bend the acetate right at the end, have this as quite a long one because it's going to be at the back. Let's put it there. There we go. Okay, so we've got all of the characters moving around. There's so much. That's very Alice in Wonderland like, isn't it? Now all we need to do, like I say, I'm going to put a message on the inside of the lid at a later date. Just double make sure that everything fits inside. It all lifts up beautifully. Pop the lid on. Okay, so there we go. So it looks the same. Now I don't know which is the front. I don't know which is the front. Let me have a peek. Look off to make sure I get the right. Oh, that I had it the right corner. I did have the right corner. So I would probably put a tag here, sort of like open me rather than drink me. Might be on theme. Karen's going to be doing Christmas tags. Just finishing lunch. Yeah, that's my job. After my job, that's what I'll be doing after this. Sam will be checking in for your peanuts project soon. Yeah, because Terry's had peanuts arriving. Was it just arrived or arriving today? Good luck, Bonnie. Oh, Bonnie, what have I missed? I can't see. Oh, or was that Debbie Bonner just cleaning up after Hurricane Milton? At least it's just small branches. Oh, not too bad then. That's good. Kind of lost crafting mojo due to family problems. It will come back. It will come back soon. Just keep watching the videos, keep you inspired. Laurie, love all the movement. Okay, so let's open this up now. Let's move everything aside. So a nice quick, fairly quick box, ready. There we go. And everything moves. And that's definitely not what people would expect to see when they open it. But I love, so these bits, if you prefer them more upright, the great thing about acetate, you can manipulate it. So you can unbend it almost, press it the other way until you've got the reach that you want. So if you want this one really far down like this, so these ones I put so that they really do bend quite a way down, so that when you open them up, I mean they're all obviously held by the sides, but they all fall out quite a lot. We've got an awful lot of movement there. Brilliant, I love that. And pop the Mad Hatter back a little bit. Fabulous. So that is a project made using the Alice in Wonderland or Christmas in Wonderland from, this is Creative Craft Products from CraftStash. So you'll only find this available exclusively at CraftStash. If you're a VIP, you'll get your 10% off because you get 10% off everything. So if you're not sure about Christmas, CraftStash VIP membership, it's £14.99 for the whole year. You don't have to pay any more. It's not auto repeat. I can't think of the word. Auto renew. You will be asked to renew after 12 months, so don't worry about things like that. And it just means that anything you buy of CraftStash, you automatically get 10% off. There's also other deals and offers where you get triple points, you might get bigger savings, you get exclusive views of products that haven't been launched yet. So for example, VIP's got to see all of this last night rather than this morning with everyone else. So there's lots of benefits to the CraftStash VIP. You can find out more by simply going to CraftStash. So it's www.craftstash.co.uk or craftstash.us if you're not in the UK. And there is a VIP section in the banner at the top, or if you're on your phone, just click the menu, it will drop down. You've got VIP there, click on that and it will tell you all the benefits, and you can simply click to join there. Oh, also you get priority dispatch from the warehouse. That's a really big one for me. Like, they send things out, so your order goes to the front of the pile. If there's lots of orders, if there's a big sale weekend, yours goes to the top and you will get yours dispatched early. Okay, lots of comments coming in. Thank you all so much for joining me. I appreciate you all, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, whatever you're doing. I'll be back next week with more lives, more inspiration on the YouTube channel, and of course over on the Facebook page as well.